talking about honesty from interview subjects. You heard Brady on the Shop on LeBron and Maverick Carter's show say that 90% of the time when he's talking to the media, he's not giving anything on purpose, and yet this was imagine, the 10% where he was being honest when he was talking about a team and that MFer is going to, you're going with that MFer over me. And it was, refreshing to hear that, because that is the way that even GOATs talk. That's that was why we loved The Last Dance. Seeing, the moments that when Jordan was handed an iPad were the most delicious moments to watch, because you knew whoever was on that iPad was about to get eviscerated. And so that is,
I go back to the Brady interview I did prior to the Eagles Super Bowl, and I mean, I was lucky. I for some reason Brady was in a great mood, and he came in, and it was a couple of days before the Super Bowl, but I remember asking him a question. It was always something I wanted to know. And I said, do you think that one day that you and Coach Belichick will sit down and open up the scrapbook and talk about all the memories? And he looked at me, and for a moment I thought he's going to say, what's the politically correct thing to say? Or do I really want to say what I think is true? And he looked at me and he goes, no, like no, that was it.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're not going to sit down and open up the scrapbook. And I went, wow. And it just kind of hit me that Brady was probably at his tipping point of, I got to deal with this. This isn't fun. I win and we win, and I'm the GOAT, but this isn't as fun as people think it is.
That was their relationship, Dan. That was their relationship, sitting on the set of the NFL 100 when the scrapbook was literally open, right? The NFL Films had a scrapbook called the NFL 100 All-Time Team, and Belichick was there as an analyst. Now, it was the first day and the first shoot, so Bill might not have been as comfortable being an analyst as he was in like episode 6. But you could tell that the two of them weren't going to sit there and go down memory lane. It could have been because they were still in a coach-quarterback relationship. I don't know what to read into it, but maybe that's just not what their relationship is, and we just all think it's going to be like, hey, they're going to sit back and open a great bottle of wine or, whatever their libation of choices and just kick back, and that's just not it, That could be it.
And maybe that's what happened with the Bulls. It's the Lakers famously in the 80s, like they just got tired of Pat Riley. They tuned him out, and that's when he left. But they just got to the point where, like, enough, coaches can overstay. Normally the players change, the coaches stay, but after a while, here's Tom, who's been there for 20 years. Mm-hmm. It's not like he hadn't heard every story, every pep talk, we're on to Cincinnati, like all of that stuff. There's nothing new there. And I think with the Bulls, the same way with Phil, you kind of just get tired of that, and maybe that's what's happened with some of these players. And I'm going to guess a lot of great. And I'm sure people got tired of Parcells, where you go, okay, Bill, enough, know, and then we think, boy, these guys, they're friends, and you got to be friends, and you get along, and all those things. Like Rodman never hung out with any of the Bulls. Scotty didn't hang out with Mike. Mike hung out with other people. Judd Bushler and Steve Kerr probably hung out together since they went to school together. But like you start to look at a team, and it's fragmented a little bit. Of it's 2 over here, 1 over here, 3 over here, and after a while you're like, hey, I'm tired of talking about how much I hate Coach. Why don't you tell us how much you hate Coach?
And then suddenly there's 6 trophies in the case, and it's kind of, it's insane. It really is wild. It really is.
Well, we always go, well, I would put up with that. But in the moment, like you say to Tom, was it worth it? I'm sure he's going to say yes. Mm-hmm. But, there's a part of him that probably says, I wish we could have had fun with this. Mm-hmm. Because players talked about going to New England. Like Reggie Wayne goes, I'd rather retire than play for the Patriots after being up there. That's it's indicting, and we can go, oh, come on, toughen up as a player. He's probably going, man, I'm a Hall of Famer. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy this. And I think that's what led Tom to going to Tampa. It's like, God, where can I have fun? If you can't have fun with Bruce Arians, then you're not going to have fun in the NFL. And I think that played a large role of, like, just enjoyment.
Yes,
that's all.
And the rest of the quarterbacks who are currently in their situations with Hall of Fame careers or on track for Hall of Fame careers, seeing what Brady did and how much fun he's had, is what I think was definitely working with Russell Wilson in his temples when he chatted with you 2 days after watching Brady win it in his first year somewhere else, and what is informing maybe Rodgers' decisions, whatever they may be right now. There's no question in my mind, Dan, about all that.
Yeah, and you think, all Russ wanted was a seat at the table with the Seahawks. I was told that behind the scenes, that just can I at least sit at the big table at Thanksgiving? Do I have to sit at the kids' table? Have I earned that right? And I think that then you see Tom Brady goes to a new team, gets to bring in some players that he wants to.
Right.
And looks like he's having a whole lot of fun winning another Super Bowl. And Russ is going, there's Mahomes in another Super Bowl. Tom's winning another one. What am I doing? And I think that's when I saw him, and he looked miserable. And it just so happened, though, Rich, that we were supposed to have him on that Friday of Super Bowl week, and he couldn't do it scheduling-wise, but he said, I promise I'll join you guys on Tuesday when I'm back from the Super Bowl. And I thought, all right, whatever. And then as soon as I see him sitting there with the commissioner and his wife,
he's looking miserable. And
I go, oh, my God, he's miserable at the Super Bowl. This is awesome. I can't wait to talk to him on Tuesday.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.